Oh, that was a bit of a delay. Sorry about that. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 51 of Left for Random Talk. Rev is online. I don't know what he's doing at the moment, but he is online. I'm just stalling for as much as I can. There we go. The channel is finally showing that I am streaming instead of hosting Lycan. We got... Wow. The viewer count is a little busted on Restream today. Well, I hope everybody's been having a good day, good week, not good day. I said good day. I hope everybody's been having a good week. I am very tired. But hey, I got my coffee, so that's good. Close this. Keep that open. Wait patiently for Rev to show up, which is gonna be a bit. Who knows? LT is in the chat. Let me open up some files here. I hope you guys understand, like, the work that goes into the show. Oh wow, I have EA on here. Ugh. Good, that folder is empty. Because I have Sims 4 now. EA is now a little tumor in my computer. Not doing anything, it's just there. Just having the name is like having cancer. It's horrifying. I would normally open up my art program and start drawing in the background while we wait for Rev, because he's gonna show up like as soon as I open the program. But at the moment, I'm not too sure. I've been trying to draw lately. Like, I've been really trying. But nothing I make comes out good. Like, the last good drawing I did was of my Avara in the background. Oh! I gotta show that! By chance here... What? No, I didn't. What did Microsoft say? Should I be concerned?
And I'm here.
Hi.
What'd I miss?
I was about to show the chat the Avara drawing I did a couple weeks ago.
Oh, go for it.
I don't know why, but she looks like a goblin to me.
Oh, Jesus. No, I like it. It's silly. I actually wanted to show this photo to a friend of mine, but I was like, nah, she's probably going to do it somewhere else.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Okay, cool. Also, thanks to Palingo, a friend of ours, or a friend of mine, we now know what the EA press conference is going to look like. And oh my god, it is a nightmare.
Should I have the firefighters on hold?
No, it's basically...
Thank
Well,
you,
sorry, E3.
Microsoft. Thank you so much.
No, it's, what's it called? It's basically just... Oh, sorry, E3, sorry. It's the schedule for it, and, let's see. EA Play, Microsoft, Bethesda, Devolver Digital, which woo, the PC Gaming Show, Ubisoft, Square, and finally ending with Nintendo. Let's see here. So the days are Saturday, June 8th is being run by EA. Sunday, June 19th, that's Microsoft, Bethesda, and Digital Devolver. Monday, them as well. Tuesday will be mostly let's see here. Mostly PC game, Ubisoft, Square, Nintendo, and then ending with Nintendo.
Now, are we going to be covering any of this?
If we want to, I mean,
Like, if
why
it's
not?
really impactful, like something we're interested in, would we cover it?
I suppose. I mean, we've never covered E3. I think we should at least try for this year. At least for
It's
the
mostly
fun of it,
because, like,
anyways.
E3 is it's an event mostly for news people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, but technically speaking, we cover
Yeah,
games too, so why
we're
not?
we talk about games. We talk about like sometimes a little political on the developer front, but eh.
Only when they shoe in politics that don't need to be shooed in.
So
That's the
like
only time I think we
Star
do it.
Wars.
Funny because that's gonna be one of the topics
Yeah,
today, and
yeah.
how fucking EA. And no, I'm kidding. It's actually something good for once.
I
Shocking.
have Sims 4, so I have a tumor in my computer files, which is just an EA folder.
Jesus. But no, the whole event. Actually, I'm gonna share with you the format.
Oh boy.
But yeah, so that's basically it. It's oof, just oof all over.
I
Let's
like that they
see.
show the time zones.
Oh yeah, that's nice and all, and at least it gives us a general idea of hey, what's happening here, here, and here. That's also nice. Because why not? It's nice that we know what's being covered
Yeah.
every so often. What else?
How much you want to bet that when Nintendo goes up, they're going, so we have Mario, we have Legend of Zelda, and we have Sonic. How about these guys again?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. EA doesn't. EA. E3 isn't really uh, Nintendo's thing. They kind of like created their own E3, and people are like, "Yeah, let's watch that instead." You know, it's the Smash Directs and everything, which is
Yeah.
basically just, "Hey, look what we're making here! Isn't that great?" And people are like, "Yeah, that's awesome." You know, it isn't just for like whatchamacallit, to draw investors. It is like legitimate gaming stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how do I put it? It's like that's basically what EA. Why do I keep saying that?
They both have E at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is E3 is more like, hey, let's sucker these idiots into buying an incomplete product.
E3 is for like news coverage and potential investors.
Exactly. Whereas like Nintendo's directs are more like, hey, Smash Bros. New character, boom. That's about
Yeah,
it.
like Nintendo's little thing is more like G4. It's for the gamer, a little less for the investor, because that's what E3's for, and
Yeah,
all
well,
these other conventions.
yeah, but I actually have I'm actually happy Digital Devolver is or Devolver Digital is gonna be in this one because my God, they always steal the show with this. Like they know people hate E3 sometimes and like the companies behind it, so they just mock the entire event and actually show us, hey, here's the game you want to see, like Serious Sam.
Woo!
I'm waiting for that Planet Badass thing to come out soon.
I am so excited for Serious Sam. Oh gosh,
Yeah,
which one do I own right now? I gotta check my library.
that's fine. But no, that's coming up, which that's going to be interesting, like
Fusion
always.
and the well, no, that's the beta. First Encounter HD.
Yeah, okay. So, so the, the
Yes.
so the first one in huge quotes here.
Only a lot prettier.
I still find I still find the idea for Planet Badass a little an entire world where it's just nothing but like Serious Sam stuff is like, oh no.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, that's happening. So we're looking forward to that. Unfortunately, what we were all expecting, which was like Kojima Productions being there, turns out that's not going to be the case.
No, he's recovering from the dozens of swimming pools he just emptied for that one
Filled with
game.
cocaine.
For that one game. Oh my gosh.
So for those of you who are wondering what we're talking about Death Stranding. Segue.
Yeah. So I
We're
was
getting
watching,
better, goddamn.
I was watching a streamer last night, Goguma Gaming, because I
Okay.
gotta shoe him in there. He's really really nice, and he actually addresses me by HH.
Oh, cool.
But we all watched the English trailer and a little bit of the Japanese, but mostly the English trailer. And I kept saying in chat, okay, that right there is worth 2 swimming pools. That's worth 5. That's worth 6. Okay, he must have emptied like 100 swimming pools, and everyone was getting really confused. And I said, okay, so inside joke. For those of you who are tuning in right now, the biggest meme about Kojima is that when he makes a video game, mostly Metal Gear, he fills a swimming pool with cocaine, face plants in it, and snorts as much of it as he can, usually emptying the entire thing.
Exactly.
And Death Stranding is worth so many swimming pools.
Exactly. There's just someone sitting there by him and writing down everything he says and saying, "Yep, this could make a game. So could this and that," and just over and over and over
Yeah.
again.
Mm. But granted, like with a lot of your usual video games, you don't really know what's going to happen, and it's hard to tell what the story is just from a trailer. But with Death Stranding, you're really left in the dark.
I'd argue that because we saw in the trailer specifically. Like I have it open, so I'm going to be talking like in real time. The first thing we see is, I believe his name is what's his name? The white-haired fellow. Hold on, I'm just fast forwarding so I can find his name. Let's see here.
I take it you're talking about the guy that usually plays like Hannibal Lecter in the TV series.
Yeah, that's him. Hold on.
Mm.
His name is not Norman Reedus.
No, that's the main
That's
character.
it. Yeah, okay, so he goes by the name Cliff for this one, and the actor's name is Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen? Yeah. But basically, he's talking to one of the fetus baby container things. And, he's hurt, he's bleeding, something's gone bad big time, and he's trying to not have it worry so much, which again is kind of shocking considering what we saw. We see a bit of the new open world. We see the motorcycle vehicle we're going to be using, which I find interesting because it doesn't look too sci-fi, but at
Mads
the
Mikkelsen.
same time, it doesn't look. Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem too out there, but at the same time, it doesn't seem too mundane in terms of vehicle designs,
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a tri-motorcycle, where the front tire's split and the back one's still in one piece.
Like, it is, like, sci-fi, but it's not too far from being possible now.
Exactly. There's this weird woman dying in her deathbed, which is, like, supposed to be the president of the U.S., I believe, which I think she has cancer based on the head, the thing she's wearing on her head.
Ah.
You know how whenever someone goes through chemo, they cover up them being bald with like a bandana or something.
Yes,
And that's what I
do.
think
Yes,
is,
they do.
and that's what I think is what it's what happened to her. I think she has some sort of debilitating illness that they do a similar process, and she's kind of hiding it. Norman Reedus is character supposedly someone important to the world, so to speak. They don't clarify what he is. They don't clarify what he is, but he works for an organization called Bridges. And what the president wants him to do is kind of like bring the U.S. back together. That's her plan, or that's what she's asking. And he's like, no, the world destroyed itself. We're not doing this, basically. But from the trailer and what we're seeing, it looks like that Norman Reedus, his character is. I want to say he's a glorified male. That's what I want to say because he is just walking everywhere with like a postal man's hat and everything, and just lugging around packages everywhere he goes. Like we do not see him in the trailer not lugging anything with him at all, to say the least. Apparently, something's happened to the world, which is like some sort of event that the U.S. caused and like split the country, like both metaphorically and physically. And it's very weird. Towards the end of the trailer, Cliff says they tried to bring the world together through cables. Now they're doing it again. What makes it think it's going to be any different? Implying that what caused the collapse was some sort of like technology to bring people together, or something of that nature. Like something so advanced, but it didn't work, and something caused it to kind of fall to pieces. That's kind of like the general idea. Some of the gameplay for the trailer shows something very interesting, which is selecting specific things in real time to use. And one of them, famously, is now a ladder, like an automatic step ladder you build and kind of use to climb certain things, which I like. It's an interesting idea. Or a like a spike to kind of like create rope and descend cliffs, which again, very practical, utilitarian. Again, I really like it. But that's kind of what's happened. Then we've also got like there's a faction, or the enemy faction we're going to be fighting in the game, which are called like Homo Demons, which I'm sorry, you could have picked a much better word than this. I get what they're going with, like Homo sapien, Homo and yada yada yada, except that there's a Latin word for demon. It's damus. They could have gone with that, like Homo damus or something of that nature.
So, an arc. This is completely out of nowhere, but it does relate. An arc during like the final chapter, Extinction, which is one I have. When you finish the story, you ascend into something called a Homo Deus.
Mm-hmm.
Which is more angelic than this, but you're basically a glowing nervous system with a face.
Jesus.
Like, from your neck down, it's just glowing nervous system, and then there's just your head. That's it, just head. But these Homo Deus don't really go up to heaven or anything. They just go into a program, and then they control the arcs, and that's it. They're just computer programs now.
Yeah, and that's fine and all, but hold on, someone's gone home, and I need to make sure the dog doesn't run out of the house. I'll be back in a second. And I'm back. What I miss?
Yeah, then I was reading some.
Alright. Well, basically, but they could have named it anything else, because now the more crude people are just going to go like herder, But the faction is interesting. They are like guys who just basically want everything to end. There is no end goal for them. Like, they resist the very course of the future, and they want to destroy everything, basically. Like, living up to their name. Which, again, I don't mind. It's interesting. And what I like about them is they are very utilitarian. They have weapons that aren't really like, the typical machine guns. They have more like cattle prods on very long sticks, which, again, is kind of interesting. And the game emphasizes you to run away, like avoid conflict at all costs. But you can fight them. It isn't like a horror game where it's like, oh, there's a monster, I can't fight back, even though there's like a piece of metal I can rip off and use against them. you know. Instead, it's more like, oh, you can fight or you can run, which I'm fine with.
Hmm.
At least in terms of like concepts, really. I mean, they do make it clear that this world does have guns and weapons you can kind of build and shoot with. So it isn't like, we're in the future, now we use sticks. It's more like, the weapon for the situation. Just like how some people will still use like a machete to fight. That kind of thing. Like I said, they're very interesting and disturbing in terms of like enemies. They're not very. They're threatening, but they're not like, oh my god, it's so weird threatening. Let's see. They also seem to fear these beings in this world. Like when the rain comes, these weird semi-invisible creatures appear. I forget what the trailer calls them. They're like bridges, something like that. I honestly can't remember off the top of my head. But it was basically they are these invisible beings which can manipulate reality itself, and they're extremely dangerous in term because I think it's like they can have the ability to remove you from existence or something of that nature. I think, but apparently Norman Reedus' character he can't see them, implying that everybody else can see them, but he's the only one who can't. But he can sense them, so they give him the baby to act like a thing to see for him. Which again, that gameplay, reality gameplay segregation. I really do like that. It's interesting, and apparently the babies are designed to plug into another world. Like there's something that people use to like. I think it's like be part of a different reality that they're all connected to. Again, the trailer doesn't make it explicitly clear, unfortunately.
I was watching the gameplay, and
Uh-huh.
as I'm watching Norman Reedus like do all these stunts. I'm going, that baby is soup by now, just being tossed about in that container, just gone.
I don't doubt it. The demon, sorry, not demons. The monsters you'd fight, the invisible ones, are interesting, but they're not. There's no physical form to them. They're more like a ghost, wispy in
Mm-hmm.
nature.
They're
Which I'm wondering.
they're almost like vaguely like those there was that movie where those people were stuck in Russia and these aliens that you couldn't really see, but like you could
Mhm.
detect them with light bulbs. God,
Okay.
I've only seen like little bits of it. My dad really liked the movie. I don't
Oh,
remember what it's
okay.
called though. Uh, nope, I don't remember what it's called. I don't
Fair
remember.
enough. Well, I'm hoping we actually see what these creatures look like. Like, there's actually a moment
Yeah.
where we can see what it physically is, just to get an idea of what it's like. Then there's also apparently another reality, somewhat called Hades, which apparently replays battles and conflicts from the past. Which again, I find it's very interesting, at least in terms of like what's happening here. Like you know how like some people will say, depending on the place you go to, there's been so much death and suffering that it creates like a negative space. Like you go there, you feel horrible, that kind of thing. If you ever heard of it before.
Mm, no,
Uh,
not really.
some people believe that if there is a place where a lot of people have died, and we're talking like tens of thousands, it
Oh gods, like that forest in Japan.
exactly it has like an impression of death and suffering. That's the idea, and that's what
Yeah.
Hades basically is. It's these old battlefields that you'll get pulled into, where the soldiers will just keep fighting each other, dying, returning, dying, returning. They can't move on from this point in conflict. And what's interesting is it isn't just like battlefields of the past. There's a moment where it actually shows um, the future of the game, like when battles were redesigned, basically. Which, again, it's interesting. It's like one moment you could be in a World War I setting, the next you're in this world's modern battlefields. And Cliff apparently is somehow connected. He's able to command four specters at a time to fight for him, all connected to him physically through wires, which is interesting. Again, it implies that maybe he's the man who created this bridge system, and maybe he's the result of why the world became like this. Maybe that's why he's the quote unquote villain of the series, but isn't the villain, you know?
Yeah.
No, the real villain is the demons. They clearly want to destroy everything, which isn't surprising.
But we don't necessarily know why.
Again, yeah, this is a new world, a new setting, and I find it incredibly comfortable. It's weird to describe it, but it feels right, you know? Like, it isn't like this is a new world and nothing makes sense because we didn't put time and effort into it. No, this is more like this is a new world and setting, but we put time, effort, and you can understand it if you look around. That's what it is. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
Like, the tech is fantastical, but not so much that you can't understand it.
Like I said, the bike has the appearance of something sci-fi. It is very much sci-fi, but it's not removed from what could actually exist now.
Exactly. Like, there are cars right now which have just one wheel in the back and two in the front.
Those are very unsafe, by the way.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Like,
but
it's exceptionally unsafe if you have one wheel in the front.
Mm-hmm. But it still looks cool as hell.
No.
I will say this: one of there's a moment in the trailer I actually found which I think hints at possible gameplay, and that is this scene in particular.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think what it is that you're partnered with will not get damaged, but like suffer ill effects the more you use it. And maybe one of the aspects is, or one of the gameplay ideas is, like have it plugged up to this machine.
Do me a favor. Disconnect and reconnect, because you're cutting out.
I'm here.
All right, keep talking. And we'll find out if it's working.
All right. But what I was saying is that I think there will be like some gameplay that has you interacting with the baby, like kind of getting it more acclimatized to you as the player. I think that's the case. And if it is, it's a welcome idea, if you ask me.
I like the idea that there's consequences for overusing it. Like,
yeah.
At the end of the day, it's still very much a baby.
Yeah, but the question is this thing ever gonna, like, quote unquote, be born? Is it ever gonna leave the thing? Is my question.
Who knows?
If it does, that'd be interesting. If not, a little weird, but not too much lost.
I know, right? It's just a random baby on the screen. Yeah, that's how we detect monsters.
Oh, okay. It's just like nobody bats an eye at it. They're all just kind of like, okay. Actually, what's interesting is some of the characters you'll meet in the game also are very peculiar, but also not so much as in like what generic anime did you walk off of? It's more like, okay. Like one of them is there's the girl called Fragile, right? The female character we met in the previous trailer. The one who meets with Sam, the name of Norman Reedus, and just kind of teaches him about the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I think her name is is kind of a clue as to what she's gonna be like. Like, why is she, like fragile to the world? I think, which again is kind of interesting. At least in terms of like who she is. Even her suit says Fragile, which maybe it could be her code name, like, or the designation of what she is. Again, don't mind. Again, possible. Then we have like the engineer of the group called Mama, who unfortunately looks almost exactly like Nico from from Devil May Cry 5, except a bit older.
Oh, good God.
Did you saw the trailer? Did you not think, wait a minute, what happened here?
No, I didn't see him.
Oh,
All I saw was the
it's
guy with the skull mask, like the black skull mask.
oh yeah. Um, hold on, I'm just kind of speeding along in the trailer. They have his name. Let's see. Die Hard Man. That's it. His name is Die Hard Man.
I know.
He is very I like the idea, but at the same time I'm kind of like, okay, what happened to your face? Was it blown off or is this a stylistic choice? It's very like I said, I like the look. It's very uh interesting. And even when he talks, the mask actually has the mouth open as he speaks.
Yeah.
Which again, I like that detail. It isn't just like he speaks and it comes off muffled.
So
It's more like yes.
there's a character in the DC universe. He has a skull, like a black skull, for a face.
That's his name.
I don't remember. I don't remember what his name actually is, but the jaw moves and all that, and he runs a firm for bad guys. And one of his most returning bad guys is Mr. Freeze because he keeps killing his assistants.
Hmm.
And like, his assistant comes in and tells him, "Yeah, he just killed another." He goes, "He's spunky. I like him. Get him another." And like another shows up and sits on the desk like to talk to Mr. Freeze, and Mr. Freeze just kills him. He goes, "Nice, feisty. All right, we'll find something a little bit better for you." And then
Yeah, I can see.
he can work with them, but like at one point he's on the phone with I think Slade or something, just like one of those anti-hero characters, and his assistant is like talking to him, like telling him this is a very bad idea, and like the guy wants 54 million or something like that, just like 50 million of something. And like the assistant goes, "You can't be serious." And like the Black Skull guy actually slams his cell phone on the ground and turns to the guy and goes, "Will you shut the fuck up? You're as bad as my mother. I am trying to talk business here." And he just goes right back to his phone. But
Yeah,
I
I
saw
see
the guy in the trailer. I immediately thought, "Oh no, where's Mr. Freeze?"
But that's the thing. Like this guy, Die Hard Man. I like the design. I like what aesthetically. I like where this is going. But based on a moment in the trailer where Guillermo del Toro, and Sam are all talking over a corpse, it makes me think that these guys, like he runs the company. That's what it makes me think because the suit is very well pressed. He's very cut and clean. That's what I saw. Like again, since the trailer came out, there isn't really much to go on in terms of hey, look at this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So bear with me, people. Actually, and a small detail.
Is that actually Guillermo del Toro?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah. He liked the idea and said, "Hey, can I be in the game?" And Kojima's like, "Sure."
That's 6 more swimming pools.
Yes, but that's the thing. Del Toro, he was in one of the trailers, and there's a detail that just appeared on his character, and that was before his character didn't have too much of a pronounced scar on his head, like something had happened to his above the forehead, kind of makes an M. But now in the latest trailer, you see the scar more pronounced, like this nasty cut. And what's intriguing is we don't that's it. They call him Dead Man in this game, and the scar is very intense. It's almost as if someone tried to cut his head open above the eyes, but it never killed him.
Mm.
And in the previous trailer, he was actually seen with the artificial baby connected to him as well in Hades, trying to hide from the tanks. Again, I think what was happening there was he was looking for something specific, and or like maybe mapping the area, maybe trying to find someone, whatever the case was, and made it out. However, the scar is still on his forehead. It's just not as pronounced as it is here, implying they've added a bit more detail to it.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. There's also another one called Hartman, who seems to be kind of like um, the tech officer behind all this for this little company. And the leader of the demons, actually, finally we see his face, and it's kind of shocking. His name is Higgs, and what's gotten the attention of a lot of people is he was the guy. He was the man in the golden skull mask. That's who he was. And what's interesting about him is he seems to have the ability to summon creatures using the mask simply by removing it and forcing something into this world. But people didn't know what he looked like. People didn't know what to expect from the guy. Like um, you see this look from the guy, and your first thought is he's unstable. He's gonna do something, like menacing, fearsome. Even with the gold mask. But now in this latest trailer, his face has been shown, and he looks nothing like what I expected, or what anyone expected, actually. By the way, he's played by Troy Baker. By the way.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping we could get one game without Troy Baker in it.
Well, he's pretty big in like the voice acting scenes.
I know, but it's like whenever he gets in, I'm just kind of like, fucking hell, really? It's just like my same issue with Steve Bloom. I don't hate the actor. I don't hate. I think he's a good actor and performer. It's just I wish he had a better range of voice other than gruff guy. That's the only thing that irks me. And then you got Troy Baker, who is the king of monotonish, generic white dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, those are my only issues, really. But other than that, like he's a fantastic actor. I'll give him credit there. Like you won't hear me say Troy Baker sucks because he's Troy Baker. No, I respect the guy. I really do. It's just I wish he wasn't in so much shit. And lastly, we have a woman called Emily, who has been assumed to be Sam's wife for this game, or a spirit, or something that motivates him to look for her. And based on the fact that she's like seen in the more supernatural elements of the game and everything, I assume she's not dead. She's probably between worlds, since that's Kojima's goal with this, actually creating a world in a video game. Like that's been his goal from day one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like with VR stuff, except he wants to physically bridge the two worlds, and I'm like, if you can pull this off, I'm first in line for this.
So, why is there a sperm whale in the background?
There's some other place within Death Stranding where just a lot of shit is dead, but it's not on the ground. It's like floating away. It hasn't been explained, but it's implied that it's like a place between connecting and getting disconnected from something. That's basically it. But beyond that, there's not much else in terms of explanation, I should say.
Okay.
And like I said, it's weird limbo place, I call it.
Rhino just had like a hoe down, just kept stomping his foot. Now nothing's coming down.
Exactly. He's just in the background. Actually, something interesting is that the the little thing that's connected to some of the characters, the shoulder light.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering what that was.
First off, it detects the creatures. When they come, it'll take on a cross form and kind of start blinking wildly, like alert, alert, these things are coming. Other times, it'll be more like an early warning system if someone's like coming after you. Like if you're being followed, it'll act like an active scanner.
Hmm.
But In the trailer, it also shows it can act as a shield. There's a moment where Sam gets shot at by Higgs, and the little thing actually moves in front of him, starts spinning right in front of his face, and starts protecting him, like taking the bullets. Which, again, I'm surprised. I like this thing all of a sudden. I want one.
It's like when somebody's first introduced to Monster Hunter. They see that little cat and you learn it's your companion. Your first thought is, oh, this thing is gonna be so annoying. Nope. It's like the best thing to have.
Exactly. At first I hated my cat Tom. Yes, I called him Tom. But then I was like, yes, I like you now, cat. You're a friend.
Yeah, you're very helpful.
Exactly, and that's kind of the thing I'm getting with this weird little flashlight. And actually, another interesting note about Higgs, if we're talking about him for a second, in one of the other trailers, which showcased him as the man in the golden mask, we got a better look at his full body, and something that a lot of people noticed is what he has on his chest.
Hmm. He had one of those little baby things on him.
Yeah, again, that's the interesting thing is it's implying that these things are more important than what we've been told so far. And if someone like again, people are just assuming that Higgs is the leader of the demons. So for the most part, they want to destroy the world as it is, or kind of like stop the future, or something weird like that. But the fact that their leader has one of these things as well kind of says that these things aren't like limited to one group of people. It's more like kind of a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Which again I'm okay with. I'm liking the subtle storytelling and the hints with this. It's looking very interesting as the further we go in. Other than that, like I said, it's considerably a lot more different. Uh, like I said, a lot of the characters seem to be connected to certain worlds. Sam more so to the main world where everybody is. Cliff in Hades commanding his army of skeleton warriors.
Yeah.
I'm not joking
I
about that
know,
one
I saw
either.
that part.
It's like, why do you have skeleton warriors?
What I liked about that part of the trailer is he just held the cigarette up to the sky and it caught fire.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Like I said, the skeletons are also interesting. I want to see what their thing is. Are they actually living things, or are they just like robots that look like skeletons? Or or is it more? Oh, this is uh, spirits held together. Either way, it's fine. But yeah, like I said, Death Stranding looks to be a very promising game. I had my skepticism, but now I'm like, fucking yes, let's go. All aboard the freak train. I'm up for this. Let's go explore the weird depravities that is Kojima's crack fueled mind. Yeah. There was one scene in the trailer towards the end, which I found peculiar.
Hmm.
Well, actually not peculiar. It does show a good idea of what the weapons we're going to be using. The scene where Sam is blue for some reason and is
Are
wants
you
to
talking
shoot
about the part
himself.
where like the character's flailing in a field being chased?
No, not particularly. It's towards
Because
like
that was hilarious.
no, it's towards the end where he's kind of like pulled into this dead world, is panting, is blue, and has a revolver in his hands. He's going to shoot himself for some reason.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But that's the thing. I like the look of the revolver. It looks like I like this gives us a good clue as to what the weapons will be like. These very almost 3D printed guns. I like it. And at the same time, I like the revolver because it's small and cute. It is. It looks like
No, I don't
something.
doubt it.
It looks like a kid's toy for a second. I'm like, yeah, this is fine. But yeah, like I said, it apparently it's going to be coming out for Christmas, and I'm so excited for it because I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be like, let's go. I have the LSD ready. Let's go.
Uh,
I can't wait. In fact, they've already shown the collector's edition for the game, and oh my god, the amount of stuff for it. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna show you this because this is good pre-order stuff. Like, this is the only time I think I will pre-order something.
Holy crap. What? Why are you getting a container with a baby?
The BB Pod, a Bridges cargo case, artwork book in steelbook, exclusive in-game items,
Hold on. Oh, there it is.
and let's see. Yeah, and some other stuff like a hat, a gold hat, speed skeleton, armor plate, and sunglasses. I wish those sunglasses could be taken in real life. I want it. Those look fucking amazing.
Well, I want to compare to the burlap sack.
I doubt it's gonna be like that.
Nowadays, whenever there's like a collector's edition item thing like this, my first thought is
Yeah.
burlap sack.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to fucking pre-order this game just for the baby. Just so I can put it up on my shelf at eye level. So when people walk in, they're like, hey, but oh my god. I'm gonna do that now. Oh man. This looks too good.
Fun fact. My friend that worked at the bead store,
Mhm.
she went to Puerto Rico a long time ago, and she got a shark fetus in a jar.
Yeah.
Apparently she got it at a grocery store.
Oh yeah, that sometimes they're sold there.
And like every time I would hang out with her at the bead store, she goes, "I miss my banana." I turned to her and go, "What?" She goes, "My baby shark in a jar.
Exactly.
It was yellow. It looked like a banana." Okay.
Yeah, sometimes the dye is blue, but they go with yellow because it's more quote unquote natural.
Yeah. Don't go to Puerto Rico, people. They're fucked. They're a little fucked
Did I ever-
down there.
No. You want to know something funny? Like on a side note, there is this supermarket that my father and I went to a lot, and it's still there, by the way. But one of the things they had was it was like any other supermarket. You know, you go in, you look around, yada yada yada, right? Well, when at the front, you know where the checkout is, there was this entire section that was supposed to be like walled off by something, you know, like anything. But in the front was 4 arcade cabinets that still worked for some reason. And it was Mortal Kombat, Area 51, and I think 2 other games.
Oh, Area 51. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, and that's what existed at the front of the store. But it was like in this section that they intended to get rid of. And they're like, you know what? Put these game things here. Why not? And it's still there to this day.
Wow.
It's still freaky as hell, though, because you're like in the display window of the store. You're just kind of like, yeah, why not?
I just, ever since she explained that baby shark thing to me. Oh, by the way, I've had that song Baby Shark stuck in my head, and now I'm kind of mortified. But,
Yeah.
ever since she, like, explained the baby shark thing to me, my immediate thought is, a family goes into the store going, okay, we need bread, eggs, milk, baby shark. Yeah, baby shark. Wait, what? Or, like, a family goes in, like, they're looking for something, they ask, one of the people working there, like, we're trying to find this, children's dinosaur gummies. Where is it? Oh, it's down that aisle to the right next to the shark fetuses. Okay, thank you.
Exactly.
Just, oh. Oh,
Exactly.
God.
Still, to bring it back,
Yeah,
November 9th can't get here any faster. Yeah, it's coming out on November 9th, so you got like a lot of time to pre-order the game. So go nuts, people.
yeah.
Like, this is the only time I'll ever say pre-order the game because what they have on offer looks worth it.
I am, since the bullshit with, like, Fallout, like, the recent Fallout game, I've decided to withhold judgment until we're
Yeah.
sure that things are good or not.
Well, this is a risk I'm willing to take
Yeah.
because that is how much I trust. Speaking of Fallout, I'm just going to check something real quick and see if
Yeah,
anything's.
how much more has it burned? Oh, a lot? Okay.
Let's see here. News. Statues latest. Servers. Servers. 6 months after launch, no improvements. Modders gone. Modders painstakingly rebuilding Fallout 76 and Fallout 4. Wow.
Ooh.
Why would you do that?
Well, you have to admit the world they built for that one was pretty good. It's just like the execution that they had was awful.
It's just boring.
Mm-hmm.
It's not interesting.
Yeah, but actually
Oh.
have an area that's green for once. And that just be constant instead of wasteland constantly.
Meh. Let's see. Yeah, the only big ticket news is they added a vendor into the game. Wow.
Is it a robot?
No, it's a person.
Oh, wow.
Well, not really a person. It's more like it's a moment.
Hmm.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Like they call it something. I can't. Hold on, let me reopen something. Let's see. It is called the. Let's see. Purveyor. That's it. And it looks very uninteresting. It's just a reskin of one of the mole enemies you fight. It's not that interesting. Even talk. It's like so innovative. A reskin that doesn't even say anything interesting about the enemy faction you fight.
That reminds me. Ow, that hurt my hands.
It's like, I heard that.
Yeah. There was a mod. I'm actually a part of the Discord group. There's a mod for Skyrim to make it multiplayer. Skyrim Together is what's called.
Oh, I heard about that, and I heard about the bullshit behind that.
Okay, that's news to me.
Basically, someone within the project, or I think outside, one of the two, started stealing code from the group, and they weren't, like they bought the code or something of that nature, and they just started fucking the guys over and trying to make money off of their code, like passing off as their own. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Kind of sad.
in comparison to Fallout, it's a lot better.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Which is kind of funny when you think about it. Also, they did add an enemy called, or a new, like, something for the game, which I find incredibly retarded. It is called the Sheep Squatch. You are scraping the bottom of the barrel right now, aren't you? It's not interesting in terms of enemies. It looks like an anthropomorphized sheep. Like, it stands as tall as a man, but it has like weird proportions, and like the skin on its face is gone. It's boring. It looks like another reskin of the Death Claw, and it shows, like, even in its stature. It's not even that. Like, in terms of concept and crazy designs or like crazy lore behind it, it's not even that interesting. It's some sort of animal that can shoot quills at people and has acidic pee. No, I'm not joking about that one. It has acidic pee.
Oh no, I'm not surprised by that. Like Planet 51 had something like that. It was a little xenomorph as a dog.
It's, like I said, it's not an interesting enemy. It's just, it's clear they're scraping to get players to play it, and nobody wants to. And it's like, no, look at this new enemy. Is it a reskin of the Deathclaw? It's a reskin of the Deathclaw. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, at least for now they've gotten at least news about Fallout 76 isn't as bad as I expected, but they're still like
It's still bad, just in general.
I wouldn't be surprised until like a few more years later they're just not it's not going to be a thing anymore. I'm hoping anyways. And it shows. Anyway, that's our daily dosage of bashing Bethesda. Let's get into the next thing.
Fallout 76 is one of those games where you both have to forget it and don't want to forget it.
No, you remember it for its catastrophe, but you forget it because it's an uninteresting game.
Yeah, you forget it so they don't do it again, but you remember it so they won't do it again.
Yes.
That made no sense.
If you're like, or if you're like someone like internet historian, you remember it to make fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into the next thing, and that is the dev stream 128.
I was present for once on that one.
Yes, so we've seen. So they showed off a few new things, like always. But the biggest one was showing off the new war tile set. Which I was like, oh my god, it's coming along faster than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just loading up the overview, and hopefully it doesn't destroy my computer this time.
But surprisingly, after releasing two Warframes in quick succession, they're already working on 2 new ones. God damn it!
Yes.
On the plus side, I now have all of the Warframes. Prime.
Oh, until they added new.
What? Your audio's freaking out.
Because of the site. Yeah, fuck this. I'm not going here.
You know what? Send me the link.
All right, am I back? Am I fine?
Yeah. Hello.
Oh my god! I don't know what it does, what the site does, but it destroys my computer. It's like, no, screw you. So I'm just gonna just send what I can find off of Google because fuck it. Fuck it.
So during the dev stream, they talked about Wukong's changes and what they're doing with him. Ostrich was not happy with a lot of it.
Really?
I'm in the Warframe shit chat. Deluxe skin looks great. Defiability going away makes me sad, but they said it'll have an invulnerability window, which I hope I can get going long enough to actually take advantage of, and not just a short blip in the damage off. It would be fun to use. For those of you who don't know, Ostrich is the 8th Wukong main in the world.
Yes.
He loves his monkey boy. So when the dev stream
you want to reword that?
Nope. When the dev stream started up and said they were going to talk about Wukong, he started screaming at me in game because I was playing a mission in the background. So we chatted. He disappeared for a while. He came back, and my first thing that I said was, "There's now a fat Warframe."
Yeah, we'll talk about him in a moment.
But anyway, Defy is not going to be the same way it was before. It'll still have the invulnerability, but it's not going to be as fantastic. He now gets a proper Wukong reference where he gets a clone of himself.
Yeah, Hair of the King.
Which is actually great because it's going along lore. Bleh. Cloudwalker is getting faster. That's another thing. There's also a bit of a damage buff.
No.
I'm just reading what he said and all that. He's
Okay,
excited for the
okay.
deluxe skin, which is on screen right now.
Well, that's the thing about the deluxe skin I like. It's clearly in reference to when he was under the mountain.
Hmm.
Actually, you know what? I want to see a Wukong Prime, specifically to see if it's like changes, like what the changes look like. Because we have Wukong as he normally is, which I guess we could assume that's like the Monkey King after the Rock. Now we have the Rock form. I wonder if we're gonna get like the Prime variant is just him, the Ascended version.
Yeah.
So there's that. Oh, actually, wait. Here it is. Here it is. The work in progress stuff. So here.
So while Ostrich was trading in the background of the dev stream, somebody called him the 8th Wukong main. I still
Yeah,
love
so
that video, just the chain killing each other. And like everybody's just standing there watching it.
hmm so the new abilities are Hair of the King, Defy, Cloudwalker, Primal Fury, with each one having a different style. So Hair of the King is the core abilities, which creates a supporting clone. Uh, if you have your melee weapon out, it will get the gun. If you have the gun, it will get its melee weapon out, which I think that's very useful.
Oh yeah,
Gives you
yeah.
two options of attack and defense. Defy, which is just taunting and then retaliating, which again seems in character. Yeah, I'm just expecting the stereotypical anime butt slap at this point.
Hold on, I gotta move the chat to the front. There we go.
Okay. Let's see.
Hi, Ostrich.
Okay, yeah. Cloudwalker increased speed and added buff on exit. So just like the previous one. And Primal Fury increases damage. Use the Baruch style meter and clone receives copy. I think this is useful.
Yeah.
Like these are, I'm not a Wukong player. I don't have Wukong.
I've been trying, but like I got him near rank 30. I just haven't had the time to play as him.
Yeah. No, I can. I like. I'm not trying to discredit what Ostrich goes through. Like I play Rhino and no, you invalidate my build. But at the same time, I can see these changes being beneficial. Make Wukong last a bit longer.
Mm-hmm. This is literally just me, I think. Wukong is not that great against Infested.
Hmm.
By the time I hit my Defy button, the Charger has already hit me for so much damage that I'm dead. So I gotta work on that.
Just get hit.
And they hit so stupidly too. But it's like the other enemies, like the Leapers and stuff. They're the ones that kind of like throw you off a bit worse because they tackle you and they stun you, while the Chargers just slap you.
Yeah, he's slapping me. The fucker's slapping me. No, I'm good.
But yeah,
Let's see.
I definitely
So
gotta
we've
work
got
on
that.
Wukong.
There is a new finisher thing coming to Warframe. Basically, the last enemy you defeat in a very specific way will yield more goodies, which I'm okay with. Like more resources, more things. Not as grindy or as worrying as I had feared. Which again, I'm fine with. So there's that. Like I said, the new War Tau set is looking fantastic for what they showed.
Yeah. They're
We're
continuing
gonna-
the aesthetic of the Kuva Fortress.
We are inside a fucking sentient.
Oh yeah.
How do we destroy this thing? It's like you're just internally panicking as this is happening. But that's the thing.
Oh god, why did that pop in my head?
What?
It's like the Lotus shows up to do her long speech. By the way, that long speech, I'm hoping it's memed already, because that's just insane. I'm hoping that the next time the Lotus starts taunting you, you can literally turn to her and go, "I was inside your mom."
That would be funny.
Because that's where you are.
The biggest burn of your life, right there.
Because
Well,
it's
that's
true.
yeah, but that's actually something Quiet Shy has brought up, and that is Lotus's character arc is more retcon than it is actual character progression, and she's not wrong about it. Every time we think we know the Lotus, something new is attached to this, and I guess we can talk about the Ropa-list fight for a moment,
Rope-a-dope.
and that is I'm going to be completely honest here. Everything Lotus says makes me think character rewriting. Because now she's kind of invalidating what a sentient is. You know, she comes in and says, my father was a farmer, my mother was something else. We were then changed by the jade light, the gold light, and yada yada. And I'm like, I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, okay, what the fuck? Is she telling us that the sentients are actually people? Like they're not robots. They're just people who are mutated into this. Is that what she's telling us? Or is it like, oh, we were human once, but then our minds, like the science, were put into a robot body? It's like, fucking hell. You know? That's what irks me.
Mm.
I mean, I don't mind the idea that the Void changed Lotus, and it transformed her from Nata, the mimic, to Lotus, the mother, and now she's kind of returning to what she always was. I don't mind that. That's fine.
Ostrich is offering to jump in a call to give his 2 cents about Wukong.
Fine, let him come in.
Yeah, go on ahead, dude. We don't mind. The more the merrier, as long as we're able to stay on track.
Yes.
And silence.
But we're kind of just waiting,
Yeah.
you know? Like, we don't know when he'll jump in. Or the point is that, like I said, this whole retconning, it doesn't give the Lotus character, and this is where, like, I'm starting to worry the rest of the writing's going to suffer, because now we're seeing characters... No, there he is.
Hello.
Testing, testing.
Hi.
Yes.
Hey, connection's actually good.
Yay.
So go on.
So, with the whole Wukong thing, I have said before on stream that getting rid of the one ability and switching it with something else, Wukong lore friendly, would be good. And I am glad to see that with Hair of the King, with the clone. Especially since the only good use of the original Iron Jab one ability was just essential ragdoll funniness.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the implementation of having it so it counters whatever your current. So if you are melee, it does ranged. If you are ranged, it melees. I do like that. And I also like how if you do when you activate Iron Staff, you actually get both of them actually get the Iron Staff. So then you can just go all out monkey business.
Okay.
The Defy part does worry me though. Because I prefer, of course, who wouldn't prefer having an ability that just gives you life as long as you have energy? But I am fine with learning it. I need to see how the Baruch system is. I've yet to get Baruch. But
it's very player friendly. It's basically, you know, like how certain abilities you activate will drain energy over time?
Yeah.
Okay, with Baruch, that's not the case. His last ability, the fourth one, which gives him the palms and the removal, the restraint, works the same way. Energy is not drained, so you can have it active as long as you want, so long as the meter for that ability is full. That's basically how it works.
So then how would that translate to Iron Staff?
I would assume that the more enemies you beat, or like a specific thing you do, like a specific power, like maybe Cloud Walker or something of that nature, will add to that the last ability meter. And then from there, once you activate that ability, it doesn't burn your energy meter, other meter, and then use your energy to replenish what else you need without having to worry about, okay, I need to use this ability, but I also need to use this other one. Oh no, I don't have enough energy, I have to scavenge now.
So for Baruch, his
Nope.
meter goes down when he gets struck.
Yes.
Mostly when he's using his ability that allows bullets and swords to just pass through him.
That does explain the Defy change then.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that's how they're going to have Iron Staff feed now, both it would be interesting how they do it with how it stays up, but also with the with its reach. But seeing that its reach is entirely tied to the combo counter, but if they're changing it to that, then that would explain why they would change Defy to be what it's going to be, where it's an invulnerable taunt followed by a backslap.
Yep.
So, because if they kept Defy the same, then you would get to have Iron Staff and Defy going at the same time, no consequence. The consequence with it now is you are draining energy twice as fast, and you don't have all the energy in the world to do that. That's only currently with Wukong, having Defy and Iron Staff going at the same time is only when, like, you're 5 to 10 seconds of I need to kill everything now.
Yeah. Like I said, this new method, this meter system DE is kind of introducing a few warframes, is very useful. Because now, you don't need to... Like, okay, for example, my Rhino doesn't have the aura slot specifically for energy siphon. So I have to waste time running around the level looking for energy warps so I can build up my iron, have more iron skin chances before I take on a boss or something. Where instead this meter system would be more useful, so that way I could build up what I need without having to scavenge too much. Like, it doesn't break the flow of the game.
Yeah. Currently with Wukong, the only times I'm really able to go all out, is when I have someone like HH or someone else playing a support frame that is able to feed me energy and health at times. More so energy. Because that's with Wukong, your two big things, at least right now, are your Defy and your Iron Staff. So you are constantly draining energy.
Yeah, and with these changes, with these changes, I suspect this will make Wukong more accessible to players, because now you're not so limited, in theory.
Yeah.
And by being a support warframe, I'm literally just standing there watching him be a monkey, and sometimes I'll press my 4, and sometimes I'll, like, turn on Link and Energy Vampire, and I'll just stand there. Because I got nothing to do.
Wukong as is, and I feel like that is the biggest complaint I've heard about Wukong. He is a solo frame, and he doesn't really need other people as much as maybe some support, and then he can just go wild. There isn't a lot that he can offer for a team outside of reviving with Defy going, but you could just switch to your operator and have them go void and vulnerable to do that as well with any frame. But giving him the clone ability gives him a designated role of focused DPS that can also, well, he's focused DPS now, but he's not as much tank by himself because of what they're changing with Defy, but also giving him damage buffs.
Offense and defensive system. That's basically what the clone is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, go ahead.
Yeah. But, again, biggest complaint that I've had about him is whenever I try to play him with a group of randoms is, no, don't play that. Play something that can support the team.
Exactly.
I'm supporting the team by killing everything, though.
Again, it's the same problem with people having Ember's World on Fire ability. For me, I don't care if someone kills all the enemies, especially if it's something difficult. That means, good, someone else is doing all the work, I'm just going to steal all the shit.
Yeah.
Farming made easy.
I do like what they're doing with Cloudwalker, and that they're speeding it up and also giving it the damage buff. Because right now, all it is it's a bit slower, or it's a bit slow in general, and it's supposed to stun enemies within, I believe my current build has it, and I'm not building towards it at all, within 8 meters, which, I mean, why do I need to stun everything when I'm trying to kill everything? But even then, it is useful to stun. But
Well,
I've never seen it in my entire time playing Wukong and trying Cloudwalker time and again. I've yet to see an enemy actually stun from it.
well, that's kind of the thing, because with Baruch and the Cobra and his melee weapon, when those two are in combination, the stun effect does take cold, and it is very useful for hypothetical sense. If you're being attacked from all sides and you got a bunch of melee idiots running, it's a good idea to use kind of a stun, and then they're momentarily out of the picture. You can focus on them, kill them, and then move to the next one. That's the only way I see like the nullifying effect truly work, is how I would say it.
And it would be a valid thing to try to build towards if I could ever get it to actually proc. I've tried Cloudwalker time and again, and I can never seem to get it to actually stun like it claims. So I don't know if that's a bug on my end or on their end or what.
I think it is. I think it is a bug on your end, because I believe last week was it, we talked about this and how apparently I break the game unintentionally by getting beneficial bugs like nullifiers not getting their bubbles active or rollers not spawning.
That sounds funny. As a Wukong, that is the most beautiful thing to hear, a nullifier unable to break up bubbles. Because that nobody to take away my defy, nobody to take away my stuff.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know how. I don't know why this happens to me sometimes. Sometimes these glitches will occur, other times they'll go back to normal in like 3 months.
This my stick.
I don't know why this happens. It just does. I'm not complaining. I'm like, yeah.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, the wasn't Iron Staff also getting a damage buff? Even if it's...
Yeah.
That is another beautiful thing to hear. For what they like, again, it's sad to see Defy go as is. But at the same time, I can understand, and though I've seen people rage about it that aren't even Wukong mains, what are you even doing? But I can understand it going. But I can also understand what they're changing it to. And it's an interesting ability that I'm wondering what the range of is going to be. Like, what kind of retaliation strike is this going to be? Is it going to be Iron Staff for a split second at full length, like the jab is right now? Or what is my big thing? Because if it is full on anticipate the hit, defy, take the hit, be invulnerable through the hit, and then dish it right back just as hard, if not harder, that's perfectly good. And then with the Iron Staff, if you have that going, like if it's just whatever you have out right now, that just means building Iron Staff will be even better. Because right now, as is, I've yet to fully optimize my Iron Staff. But if I, like, just as is right now, my current build has the ability to 1, if not 2 shot level 60s, which isn't that impressive. But seeing that I've yet to fully optimize, and I still see plenty of room, with a damage buff come in as well, he could be an even more valid frame for the sorties. That's what they're called, for sortie runs, I think.
I think, like I said, in my opinion, I think, what's the word? I think since the changes are coming, wait a bit and then like kind of really commit to certain builds because it's gonna change. So there's no point in, what's the word? Doing much, if anything, at the moment.
Of course. Just right now, as is, with the current state of Wukong, if the only changes to Iron Staff is that they're upping the damage, then Wukong will be even more of a DPS, and a pretty good one at that. Especially seeing that you would be able to double yourself, as well as have a very hard-hitting 4 ability, of which
Also
there'll
true.
be 2 of you running around. So I do want to, at some point, see if I could get enough people together to get 4 Wukongs with 4 clones doing Iron Staff together.
It's gonna happen.
Oh, we've never
It's
had
gonna
a bachelor
happen.
party one.
I'm going to go ahead and dub it monkey business.
Begin. Anyway, but yeah, that basically covers everything on Woo, at least in terms of this stuff.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
The Lux skin does look awesome. Do approve.
Oh yeah, it's looking, and I can't wait for the Prime variant.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be a Prime.
I really
Yes.
don't wonder what it's gonna look like though.
Again, I'm leaning more towards Ascended Wukong, like when he's in the heavens, kind of thing. Yeah.
And in regards to the 2 of you having trouble figuring out Wukong, GG.
Yeah.
You must. We've joked about it before. You must become one with the Monkey King to use the Monkey King.
Mm-hmm.
You must embrace the monkey. Like,
No.
physically embrace
No.
it. Like, hug him. Hug him.
I will say that, like, in my time playing Wukong, I've noticed I've developed a sort of ish sense. Like when you play a frame for a while, you start developing timing and other senses of when to use what.
Mhm.
And I have developed this sense at times of, well, I'm about to get slapped. And that's typically when I hit Defy, and then typically 9 times out of 10, I get hit hard right after.
Yeah.
So-
Just gets sent soaring.
So I do feel like the Defy change will be a bit less. I hope this doesn't come back to bite me. A bit less of a issue with that. Of just, if you play it enough, you kind of start. If you just play Warframe enough in general, you're going to develop a sense of, yeah, this thing hits hard and it's about to hit me really hard, so I better do something now.
Yeah, timing. Alright, fair enough. Okay. And like I said, I think that covers everything, though.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks for, saying those 2 cents, Ostrich.
Adios.
Alright, see you. Okay. So there's still some things we need to cover in the dev stream, so let's get into it. Next up, the Fest Boy.
Yeah. Fast guy. Pepsi Man.
Yes, Sonic, Pepsi Man, Coke Man, just Fist.
Very fast.
Yes. I like the design. It's clear he's supposed to look like a jet. It's kind of cool. Though, what I noticed is that if you look at his the chest in general,
Mhm.
I realized that is Anaros' chest. You can see it. Could this be what Anaros was meant to be from the beginning? No, I doubt it.
That's alright, Ostrich. Thank you for joining us.
I'm just gonna check on my phone the overview, just so I can find this Warframe's name, or what they've given him in terms. If not, we're just calling him Sonic.
I'm just gonna keep calling him Pepsi Man.
Pepsi Man, Sonic. Again, I like it. I like the fast Warframe in the game.
I mean,
But,
Volt is fast, but he's very fragile.
Yes, where this guy, he seems to build, like the other Warframe, to build armor as he, um, I guess goes fast. Okay, here we go. So they're calling him the Runner Warframe for now. He is the 41st Warframe, and is ready to be revealed. No new abilities, nothing. Rooted in, okay, so they are rooted in Mach power and speed. Let's see. Yeah. Other than that, he's a speed Warframe, so it seems that the power and the abilities will grow based on movement and speed. You know, like sections will open up and he'll become faster or stronger. So that's cool. Next up, the other Warframe is the Fat Boy,
Onion Head.
or Kirby. Or that Dusk Pokemon with the belly.
I am so happy for this guy.
I like him. I like the design.
Like,
So, go ahead.
here's the thing. This new Warframe, the fat one, he's the first proper fat Warframe we've had. And yes, a sonic boom guaranteed. Yeah. When you look at Hildren, like, from the front, she is buff, but it turns out she's actually fat. Like, when you turn her to the side, she's got a tummy. But this guy is proper. I am so excited to see what he can do.
Well, I have the information here. Officially, DE is calling him Oni Frame.
Ooh.
Now that stomach makes more sense. Again, Japanese lore, something about Onis being able to eat souls.
I looked at him, I thought, okay, is he based off of a sumo wrestler?
Close.
Maybe.
Let's see here. Yet another Warframe that is being worked on. Scott has dubbed him the Kirby Frame. Simply put, he likes to eat things using his void stomach. Currently, no information. So the stomach opens up.
Oh, it's like that. It's like Dragon Lord from Pokemon.
Yes. Yes.
Or
It's a void stomach.
Guzzlord.
He really is Kirby.
Guzzlord. That's another name, I think.
I'm waiting for someone to just turn him completely pink and add the Kirby music.
You know
Let's see. Oni's. That's it. There's not much else on this. No. Let's see. I'm just checking what else DE's got.
No, LT. There's a Pokemon in Sun and Moon. It's a dragon that has a giant mouth for a tummy.
Yeah, Dusk Noir. That's the Pokemon I was thinking.
Well, yeah, there's that one, but there's also Guzzlord, as he's called.
Let's see. Concept art, concept. In-game tile. Alright, but that's about it. There's not much in terms of what's going on with the Warframes other than these two. I'm hoping these two actually have a quest attached to them, and it isn't just beat the boss, get parts. Please, DE. Really?
LT saw it. You know what that was.
That was hilarious. Just wait, someone please clip that so we can send it to DE, please.
Oh my gosh. I'm having too much fun with this trading card.
I wish I could clip shit just for that.
It's very easy to clip things, but it doesn't mean that I know how. Hello,
I
Zandri
don't
2.
doubt it.
Welcome to the stream. You just missed
Welcome,
it. Here,
welcome.
I'll show it to you again.
What was it? What was it that Steve said about one of his coworkers? I wish so and so would go down again, so that way he looked like a dick.
Yeah, one of the developers, when they were showing a picture of their roadmap, there was just the guy's bald head.
And he looks at him like, "Really, Steve? Why you have to do me like this?"
I like that. I like that when they brought in the roadmap physically, they tried to recreate it.
Yeah, but they actually show that they're keeping to it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, look, we've actually done it." I'm like, "Yes, people pay attention." Hell, I even like that bit where was it that someone says like, "Wait, we put planes of some what was it? Uvari? I forget. But the new open world." And they said, "Wait, did we really put that for this year?" And they're like, "Yes." And someone said, "Fools, fools, all of you." No, it was Rebecca who said that. "Fools, all of you." That was cute. But like I said, I'm looking forward to these Warframes. I'm hoping they are related. We can actually learn like why these Warframes came into existence. Because that's the thing that like I wish DE would resume doing is telling us why these Warframes were made and what was their purpose outside of the
It takes a
Oricon.
lot of work and time to do quest stuff like that.
They need a codex.
Mm-hmm.
Like there needs to be a Warframe codex that says something like I don't know, like with the Kirby frame, created to devour the waste of the Oricon created. You know, like experiments and shit. This Warframe now free and something easy, quick. You know,
Oh,
that's all I ask.
Another character this Kirby frame reminds me of is that king from Deltarune.
Oh, King Spade, yeah.
King Spade.
Yeah, that's his. I find that so stupid.
Well, it's better than the Queen of Hearts.
You know she's gonna appear.
Yeah.
You know it.
But they could add on the Prime stories like Excalibur and Rhino Prime. Yeah, like, dear gods, like Rhino Prime's codex story is that he's a cannibal or something similar.
It could have, like I said, DE needs to like, and I'm not trying to be pushy or like a prick or anything. No. I'm saying DE should like add a section like in the codex that says Oricon history, Warframe creation, like something that why specific Warframes were made in this way. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I ask. That's it. Sorry that. See, now that you've mentioned King Spade, I'm immediately waiting for someone to recreate him in those colors. Just
like any character from like an anime or a video game that we've seen that has this kind of ability, someone's going to make a parody of it with him.
I don't doubt it. Still, just going. But yeah, that's all the Warframes for now. At least all the stuff for it now.
I'm excited for both of these.
Same. Also, someone discovered this in Warframe, which I find kind of funny. Just this random. Oh, well.
Oh shoot! I gotta let the dogs out soon.
Sorry, something got fucked up here. But yeah, no, someone found this and I find it interesting. Professor with a Bracata.
Oh. I think the interesting thing was the floating dead guy.
No, it's just this, like, no. It's just, I intend to do something with Skylar. Trust me. There's potential here. Take that however you will.
Oh, there it is.
Alright, so we've got two more things. You want to take...
You need to try that again. What?
I said we've got two more things. Do you want to take a quick break? Kind of reset it.
Yeah, because I also need to let the puppies outside.
Okay, so we'll take a quick break and we'll be back in a few.
Alright.
All right, see you guys.
Okay, everybody. I'm going to start playing the intro music on repeat. Let me just get this image out there. If you don't like it, that's fine. Mute and tab away. We'll be back as soon as we can. I have 2 little chihuahuas that I need to let outside before their mom comes home to take them back to their town, their hometown. So, we'll be right back. We'll try not to take too long. See you guys in a bit. Yeah, that's enough of that. Sorry about that, guys. That has been going on for a while. Whoa. Wrong channel. There we go. Yeah, so I stood up to let the puppies outside, and as soon as I got up, their owner showed up and let them outside for me. So, yeah. I have a bottle of water. Because, it's really hot outside. Let me actually check what the weather is. I saw that Weather Channel. It said 69 degrees. Let me look. Yeah, it's 88 degrees outside right now, but it does not feel... Like, it says it feels like 88, it doesn't feel like it's 88. It feels worse. It's freaking cold here. Yeah, I would say you're lucky, but we do have, like, overcast over us, so the heat is kind of trapped. It's not fun. We're just gonna wait for Rev, because I really got nothing to do right now. I can grab my art tablet and distract everybody with some drawings, but as soon as I start doing that, he'll show up, so... Yeah. Yeah. I wish it was raining, really. But, like, cold rain instead of hot rain that we usually get this time. Lucky you. We're just gonna wait on Rev, so I'm just drawing in the background. Don't really know what I'm drawing, but I'm drawing. Let's see what we got here. I don't blame you. I mean, I do that for the bar burgers, down the hill, and also Spud Nuts, which is a very weird thing to say. Come on, what do I want to draw? Let me do this. This here. All right. In the background, like whenever we do these podcasts, I have to do something to keep myself focused while doing the podcast. So I send like weird pictures to Goosey. Yeah. It's always good to have places like that. This is the weirdest thing ever. I've not drawn these characters in quite some time. It shows. They look so weird now. Oh wait, no, she needs to be tiny. Yeah, you were... When I was doodling this character originally, I mostly based you off of a tree. Like a pine tree, like the generic Christmas tree shape people use for cookies.
And I'm back.
Hey.
After fighting with the cat.
Meow.
Yeah, she decided to eat the dog's food, and I'm like... And then she just gives me this look of, why would you do this?
Like, I have that issue with... around here. But it's mostly the puppy. Like, Stuart is testing his luck with the cat. Like, she has, on more than one occasion, tried to kill him because he got too close. And he keeps eating her food in retaliation.
Yeah, this cat, she doesn't care. You know, like a typical cat. But what's interesting is that she doesn't care about Logan. It's more like, he's here, we live together. There's nothing about her that it stands out, you know? Like, she's not the typical cat. She's more like, hey, yeah, pet me. That's it.
Yeah.
But she's still evil, though.
Yeah.
Like, she does things like she's not the typical, I'm going to knock this off of a thing cat. More like, to sit on this couch that I know I'm not supposed to. What up? That's about it, really. Anyhow. So, yeah. Nothing else? No, I'm kidding. Let's see. So we've covered that. Did that. Talked about the E. Oh, actually, I might as well mention this. The loot box wars are finally coming to an end.
Yay!
In our favor.
Yay!
So EA is panicking. They are going into maximum, we need to survive the oncoming destruction mode. Because apparently now the litigation behind the loot boxes is basically, it's not going to destroy gambling in video games, but it is going to destroy the loot box in general. Like, they're going to outlaw it completely. And if that's the case, I don't care. This is a step in the right direction.
Yay.
Yeah. So let's see. We'll keep you posted when that changes again. Should. We're coming into our next topic, and that is a Revs review of a very fun game,
Shall I play your song?
Vader Immortal. No, not this time. It's a short one.
Okay.
So, the game I am talking about is a VR Oculus Rift game called Vader Immortal. Cue the Star Wars thing. No, I'm kidding.
No.
And
Disney.
I
very
had a
harsh.
blast. Yeah, but I had a blast with it. First off, the setting is you play a smuggler from first person. And I'm going to say this right now, you play the worst smuggler, I think, in the galaxy.
Wow.
You don't even have a blaster. That's it. It's true, you don't. So, basically what happens is as follows. Like I said, you're a smuggler who just escaped an Imperial blockade after stealing some stuff. Your droid, called Zoe, well, it calls itself Zoe. It's like 7 something something something. She's happy. She's like, "Woo, we stole from the Empire. Now it's smooth sailing." And then you get pulled out of hyperspace over Mustafar. And this is where the Avenger truly begins. So I'm just going to show the droid real quick. I actually like this droid a lot. I don't like her voice. I think she's annoying, but overall, I kind of like. She's dependable, if anything.
Yeah.
And then she's also creatively different from the other droids you were saying. I mean, first off, she's an ugly, too. And I love it.
Oh, that's familiar.
Funnily, and she's also semi-indestructible, by the way. So, when you're pulled out, when you're pulled out of hyperspace over Mustafar, she's trying to stall for time so they don't discover the illicit goods, right? And she tells you to purge the navigational data while she locks down the cargo bay on their ship. The Empire an Imperial officer, an admiral, walks in. She tries to play it cool and quiet, and she gets shot right there in front of her. And then you're taken. And, like, they stun you. They shoot her, they stun you, and they take you away. A little while later, she's back as if nothing happened. She cannot be destroyed. Hell, even Vader throws her across the room, and she's fine. It's like, I've created an innocent droid. Yes! Woo! Yeah, she also she hovers around, and one of her pet peeves is because she didn't upgrade her repulsor gear. You know, and at the beginning of this story, she's kind of like, we'll make some cash, afford a few upgrades. Like a certain repulsor upgrade for some time. Mm-hmm. And of course, part of the thing is that since she doesn't have that upgrade, she can't really fly too high off the ground. So when you and her are scaling the side of Vader's base on Mustafar, she's whining the whole way like, I'm forced to climb like a regular meat. She's just so angry. Yeah, she's so angry with you about it. I'm like, but I'm sorry. There was more pressing matters. Like
okay,
my gold
you need to disconnect.
No.
You need to disconnect and reconnect again because you're cutting out.
All right, how's that?
Keep talking and we'll find out. You're a little quiet.
Again, I think I figured out why my connection goes so bad,
Oh.
and I noticed that it's kind of tied to the time of day. It's like
There you go
time.
again.
Yeah, it happens after 5, and then my connection just goes mental. Again, swapping the server as well to like the central also helps.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go back to central. Give us a second here.
All right.
Swapped. How do you sound? Start talking. Rev?
Oh, I'm here. What I miss?
Okay, we've switched to central.
All right. Hopefully this
You sound a lot better.
lasts. Good. Let's hope it lasts.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like I said,
Nope.
she's a bit pissed
Nope.
with you. Like, not the dick, you know.
No, that did not fix it.
Oh no! What happened?
You're stuttering so hard.
Okay. Hopefully it's. I just joked and said, like, you know, she.
No,
You know, like.
we didn't catch that. Let me try West. Okay, try talking.
I don't know why it's acting up like
Alright, there we go.
this. Hold on. I'm just gonna do something over here for a second. Just one moment. You know, sometimes purging a few files tends to help. Typically, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, or it's either that or I get something like a mini router and just kind of like do that for a while. You know, like plug the laptop into it.
Well, you sound a lot better right now.
Yeah, but for how long? That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna purge a few things here. That's just real quick, so it doesn't go absolutely mental. Yeah. Though I will say this: if my connection is connected to like the time of day, again maybe that's a hint to like move the show a bit earlier or something like that.
Yeah, but how early?
As long as it's not anywhere to do with like 5, apparently it'll be fine. But we'll figure it out. So yeah, back to normal hopefully, and so yeah. Okay, so like I was saying, awesome droid. Really did enjoy her. You actually get to be in your ship for a bit in the beginning. You have a very unusual little freighter-like thing. I'm trying to find like a good image with like it shown in hologram form, if I can find it. No, so we'll just have to go with this. This is the best I can find of the ship in terms of the hologram. So it's right there, by her.
That is a weird ship.
Yeah, well, it's a little freighter. I kind of like it. It's also very spacious, which you wouldn't expect. I mean, granted, your bed's right on the bridge, but who cares? It's homey.
Gotta make do.
Yeah, again, you're the worst smuggler in the galaxy, of course. You don't have a gun. When the Empire boards your ship, and the Admiral takes a personal interest in you, you don't have a gun to defend yourself. It's just he knocks you unconscious. It's like pew.
But again, like, would it really be wise to shoot?
In my opinion, yes, because the guy is. Let's be on. Well, I'm going to be honest. He's seen better days. So while we're at it, let's talk about the Admiral then. The Admiral is. Well, it's clear he's a veteran of the Empire. And by that I mean the cybernetics this guy has. I want them. I'm going to take them. I'm going to kill him and then steal his shit. Is there a problem?
Many, but
Let's see if I can find a good close-up. But by the way, he's also voiced by Steve Bloom.
I would have laughed if it was Troy Baker.
If it was Troy Baker, I would have accepted that. But no, it has to be Steve fucking Bloom. Again, I don't hate the guy. It's just I wish he'd stop showing up in so much shit.
Mm-hmm.
Please stop.
Give us more variety.
I guess we're gonna have to go with this bit of concept art. I mean, it's not much. The guy basically looks exactly like this from. Oh, actually, we'll go with this instead. The guy is pretty cybernetic. It's hard to see him because he's always obscured in shadows. But this is the guy. I think it was like Admiral something. I can't remember. So what I like about him is that a lot of the cybernetics he's got going on are more utilitarian. He's got the right arm, of course, and he actually has a pauldron on. If you look at his shoulder, which kind of like denotes the whole. It's supposed to like hide the cybernetic a bit more, but I have eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it. The mask is also interesting. It's more. It's not really part of his head. It's more like, to keep his face together more so. The guy kind of speaks like a normal fellow. Actually, something clever about the game is when he talks to you, it's over the radio. So you assume it's just a regular guy, but when he comes in, he sounds exactly like he does on the radio because of the mask. Which again, I was kind of like, oh, this is interesting. But yeah, the guy is he's a kiss ass to Vader, basically. Let's put it that way. The whole point is that Vader is looking for someone specific to open a puzzle box. Yes, insert Hellraiser reference here. Basically, the Admiral has you in an interrogation room, and he says, Vader has personally questioned about like 100 or so other candidates before you. And when you're dead, I fully intend to like destroy what's left. Like, he's completely sadistic about it. But, you're the chosen one. You open the puzzle box, the guy's like, holy shit. And Vader basically wants to keep you around. It turns out you are a descendant of someone very important to Mustafar's history. The Mustafarians, the people who inhabit the planet, well, one of them that you meet is a lorist. He carries the history with him. And what happens is that what is it? He basically wants. He basically explains that you're very important, and he helps you escape the prison. Your droid actually says this isn't the first prison break we've gone through, and even simulates the Admiral's voice too, which I was like, oh, so we do escape from other things. Awesome. But yeah, basically, according to the Loris, your ancestor came to Mustafar thousands of years ago when the planet was, and get this, weird, isn't it?
We didn't catch that. What?
When the planet was green. Like, it wasn't always a volcano.
Huh.
Weird, isn't it? You don't expect that.
Well,
basically,
volcanoes equal fertile land, but sometimes it can be it can destroy everything too.
Yeah, well, basically, Dolores says you're important. You, him, and your droid intend to escape, but something goes wrong. I.e., a stormtrooper walks into the elevator, you're all in. Well, that's the thing. Your droid says, as long as nothing goes wrong, we should be fine. Door opens.
Did you see that comic I sent you?
Yeah, with the Vader freezing. Yeah,
I like the maid. Did you see the maid?
Yes, the maid was funny.
Stormtrooper helmet on a maid body.
Yeah, but that's kind of what happens. It's just things go wrong. The Laura shoots the guy, and the place goes on lockdown. So he gives you a totem, tells you to go underneath the base. That's the whole thing. Like, meet with the priestess of his people. Hold on, the connection's going mental again. Give it a second. There it goes. Alright, it should be fine now. But yeah, that's basically what happens. Now, here's the crazy shit that Vader wants to do. You ready to hear this?
Oh boy.
Mustafar is a place where, like, the laws of nature are extremely fickle. And I mean it. Like, Vader... You know why Vader builds a temple here, specifically? It was to open a portal in time and then go back and undo what he did.
Oh, wow.
Only for the Force to basically show him, no. If you go back in time, we're just going to make things worse for you. Like, we're always going to kill your wife, and you're always going to become Vader. The Force is a dick.
Yeah.
So he kind of gives up on that. But now his new plan is, I'm going to bring my wife back from the dead.
Oh, God.
Yeah. apparently there is a relic here that can control the fabric of life and death itself. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second.
Uh,
So there's a moment where after you get the light away, you get a lightsaber in the game.
woohoo.
Like, you kind of steal it from Vader's personal vault, and then you fight a training droid. And by fight, I mean completely dismantle the fucking thing.
Because it is VR, and, like, the player moves faster than the AI.
Oh no, this thing is incredibly difficult to fight. It's like, it's not a droid, it's like a floating thing.
Yeah.
It's very, it's like an octopus, basically. But it moves sporadically, so it makes it hard to fight it. Which, again, I'm fine with. But apparently someone has told Vader about how to bring back his wife. And after you get the lightsaber, you and your droid are hiding in the vents, and you overhear Vader walk in with this figure. The figure then vanishes. Almost immediately, something actually really impactful happens. And well, what happens
Hold on,
is before
you're
this
cutting out again.
about now.
Keep talking, we'll find out.
Hopefully this thing doesn't go mental.
Yeah, because you're talking about some very critical stuff that we need to know.
I am trying to. You know what, I'll be back. Hold on. There we are. Hopefully this is fine. Again.
Hopefully.
Yes. So, he comes before this crystal, which I want to say is like a fragment of what Vader's after. You know, this power, basically. And immediately, as he's approaching it, he does something you don't see from Vader often. He takes off his helmet, kneels in front of the crystal, and basically calls for her. Like, you hear how weak his voice has become. You see the weak man he is, and it's like, holy shit. Of course, the crystal rejects him, and he loses his temper and destroys part of the room with the Force.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. He is, like, inches away from the vent you're... And this sense, you get this feeling of, oh shit, he knows I'm here. He's gonna lash out at any second. I am fucking dead. That's the whole thing that permeates in this entire thing. Feeling of Vader's presence is always in the game. Every time you look at him, every time he's there, you're like, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a good change of pace.
You know what's amazing? And this is solely based on, like, character. Like, creating a character, like, a really good one. My mom, when she was a little girl, was terrified of Darth Vader. To this day, he is terrifying for her. Like, that is amazing character concept. Like, amazing character design and creation right there. To be able to still scare a person, even though they've outgrown it.
Yeah.
Like,
And
Darth Vader doesn't
that's something else I need to mention.
Like, Darth Vader doesn't really have to do much. Like, we know he's dangerous. We know he can kill us very quickly, and he has the habit of doing that. Like, we see in the movies, he strangles people that fail him. And to continuously feel, like, this presence of fear when he's around, even though you know he's an AI, it's amazing.
Exactly, and like I said, it permeates everything.
Mm-hmm.
Even, like, this is like an angle from the scene. Like, that is exactly what you're seeing in that. It is this weird feeling of vulnerability from Vader and menace at the same time. That is impressive.
For Christmas, I got my dad a Darth Vader mug.
Oh, that's funny.
My mom hates it.
No, and But that's the thing I'm getting at. It's this sense he's always there that I like. I adored it. But now I need to talk about the issues of the game. It's not all positive, people. You have no way of fighting ranged. There is no range option for you. Your only option is to deflect blaster bolts back at people who shoot it. There is a moment where you and the droid are underneath the temple in this like underground city, and just stormtroopers start piloting from an elevator, and you have until your droid gets the escape working. Deflect. Here's the problem: it's not the speed of the bolts that's the issue. That it's actually the problem is deflect at the source is like it's a game of chance.
Yeah.
There were moments where I deflect and it swerves by the guy's head. It's like mere inches away. I'm like, motherfucker! It was such a pain because, like I said, it's just random where the bolt will go. The game encourages you to aim with the saber to where you want the bolt to go to, but it's like I said, it's almost impossible to do.
Almost.
Yeah, like I said, you needed a blaster or something to like swap to in this situation. You really needed it. Yeah, but whatever. That's my only gripe. Later, you go into the temple, and you meet the high priestess of her species. Actually, I love the characters. They all look distinct in this game. Like I said, it's really blurring the lines. So she's the one in the garb in the middle.
Wow.
Yeah. According to her, and this is where you get the story from. By the way, the flashback story is told in a very artsy style. Like it's a painting, and you're watching characters be painted in and seeing what's happening. I love it. Like, it feels immersive. But she tells you what happens, and according to her, like I said, the planet was, and then two powerful beings came to this planet, implying to be like very powerful genetics. There was peace, and they created an artifact that kept the planet green, like kept the volcanoes dormant and things of that nature. Or, sorry, kept life alive, like growing and moving. But then a war breaks out, and during the battle, the husband dies, and his wife, grief-stricken, steals the artifact and uses it to try and bring him to life, which led to the planet becoming. Yeah, did any of that go through?
We missed quite a bit of it.
I said,
but we
like
understand
I said,
that. But we understand that the wife don't have this game near your mom. Then yeah. But we heard that the wife tried to bring the other back to life, and from what we can understand, because we missed all of it, but we can put two and two together. Using the artifact, turn this planet from green to volcano.
Exactly. It's heavily implied that the amount of power required to bring him back, or try to bring him back, is what led to it being destroyed. So, now, okay, so we got that idea, right? The amount of power and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, imagine this object in the hands of Vader. Someone who doesn't care for life. The amount of destruction and death that's going to bring. And the worst part is he's going to do it willingly. There won't be a hesitation. There won't be a pause. He'll do it.
How about
that's scary.
Like, if he uses that on a planet that's already been destroyed, he's going to obliterate the entire thing.
No, it's heavily implied he's going to go to Naboo.
Oh, God.
Because that's where his wife is.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Extinction event. Imminent. And that's the worst thing is we don't know if it worked or not. That's the terrible thing too. All end for nothing. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so Vader returns, forces your droid against a wall after she tries to throw the Mustafarians under the bus, and he tells you to open the box again to activate the chamber. You don't have a choice. You have 2 stormtroopers to your back and him in front of you. Here's the weird thing. I had a moment where I'm looking at Vader. I'm looking at the box, and then my hand is instinctively near the saber, and I had this. I could, I could do this now. I could kill him and end this. I had that moment. I had a stupid moment. Maybe I could be fast enough and kill him before he realizes it. Weird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But I opened the box, the floor down to the planet's core, and then droids attack. I'm not kidding. Ancient droids start coming out of the walls and attacking this group of 4. They don't have blasters. They have like heat sticks, like sticks that are that the tip is like molten metal, red hot. That's it. One of them, the stormtroopers, gets absolutely annihilated. Up. Again, if I'm cutting in or like breaking up, let me know.
Oh yeah, we'll do.
Okay. But like I said, another one's kind of backing up, trying to assess the situation. Vader sees 2 more coming to him. He walks away with the saber in hand and just says, "Protect the prisoner." Yeah, that stormtrooper isn't going to do anything. He dies like immediately afterwards. And the droids are now turning to you. And this is the scene I absolutely adored. These droids are coming. Like, wave after wave of these droids are being dropped down. And you're forced to fight them. You're forced to fight with Vader. And in this moment, you get the sense of protection from him as well. It was weird. It's like, I know this man has destroyed worlds, has killed thousands, yada yada, but at least in this moment, we're kin for this fight alone. It was a weird feeling, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The droids were also very challenging to fight, but it was still fun. But, of course, after a few moments, Vader just has enough. Force pulls your saber out of your hand, uses it and his to dice up one droid, approaches you with a
With this what?
and with his own saber still active. Like, you get the sense of, he's going to kill me now. This is it. It's been a fun ride. But then immediately says, he says to you, like, you have latent force ability. You're useful. You're needed alive. And he even extends the offer with me, stay with me, stay at my side, and I'll teach you. And then starts walking away, teach you, and says, You'll
what?
need them. And, he's walking away after he gives you the offer to learn the part of the, very little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But he says, he tells you you'll need them for what's to come. And immediately I knew where this was going. The second this is all over, or the second these led to end, there is no happy ending out of this. I'm dead either way. But yeah, and that's the thing. It's episodic. It's divided moment. So this was just episode 1. At the time of episode 2 has not come out yet.
Oh, so it's it has episodes. Okay.
Yeah. But if this is the level of polish, quality, and like atmosphere episode 1 has, I'm looking forward to the rest. To see where this all goes. Like, I am thoroughly in this.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, it's like, again, it's not often you make me forget I'm not part of this galaxy in a game. It's very rare for that to happen.
The movies can suck your dick, but the video games are pretty good. Some of them, not all.
Yeah, but this, again, this is a small group working with Disney for this. If this is the level of quality they can bring for a VR game in Star Wars, I want them to do more. This is amazing. Do more. Especially if it's more Star Wars stuff. That would be yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as you can all tell by that, that is a glowing recommendation from me. Get this fucking game
Oh, we've
and
been
play
stuck
to your
on
heart's
those
content.
priest people for this entire time.
It's fine. It's fine. There's very little else to show.
Yeah.
Like I said, my God, go get this game, people. We'll have a ball.
Do you have to have a VR headset or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is sad, but you know, it's kind of the experience, if you ask me.
Mm.
Yeah, but so let's move into the next.
Yeah.
And I've ended up here, and that is Dauntless.
I have been playing.
You got a
Dauntless.
lot to say about that.
Yeah. So, I know that we've recommended against this, but like Dauntless is from Epic Game Store. It's free. In all honesty, it'd probably be the only game I would encourage people to have Epic Games to own. Fortnite can go fuck off. I don't care. But like,
Nobody cares for Fortnite.
it's free on Epic Games. I saw that and went, yeah, no. But Dauntless is free as well. It's the only game I can recommend getting Epic Games for. Like, currently there's another game that's for free called City of Brass. I'm not gonna touch that right now. To put simple, Dauntless is a polygonal cartoony version of Monster Hunter. Like, side by side, they're almost
Yes.
exactly the same. But Dauntless is a lot more unique in its own way. You play as a character called a Slayer, not a Hunter. In a world that is floating islands, so you're all on sky ships and stuff like that. You are not on the ground. And these floating islands are filled with an energy source called ether. And this ether can heal you, it can grant you powers, it can give you basically electricity and stuff like that. It's an all-purpose use energy. But lately, these creatures called behemoths instead of monsters have been showing up, tearing things apart, and threatening the lives of other people. In Monster Hunter, you...
Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna try something here.
Okay.
Just keep talking.
Okay. In Monster Hunter, when you hunt a monster, you're trying to cull their numbers. You're trying to regulate their numbers and keep the ecosystem balanced. In Dauntless, that's not what you're doing at all. You are actually going out and preventing these strange monsters from causing destruction. Because they do not care about what's around them. Best way to describe them, just for personality, is each and every one of them are Devil Joes. They don't care. They just do what they want. And the only person that can stop them is your character. I have been playing for quite a while. I don't remember what rank I am. I would have to ask Dark, because he's been playing with me. Then again, he likely won't know. The weaponry is very much similar to Monster Hunter, but you're not gonna have like combo weapons like the sword and shield combo. There are guns, there are hammers, there are axes, etc., etc., etc. Thing about this game, when you're hunting the monsters, they do not look alien.
Everything.
Hi.
Okay.
I pointed this out to Rev when I was gushing about the game because I'm enjoying it. There are some problems. The monsters have repeatedly used body models. There's a monster called Nyazaga. It's a porcupine-looking lizard with like a moray eel for a head. The best way I can describe it is it looks like those tiny, put-together dragons from Mega Bloks, like the old stuff.
Yeah.
Because this thing is like bright fucking purple with bright yellow spikes that charge electricity. There's another monster that is the exact same body shape, exact same mechanics with the quills that grow and shoot out, called Quillshot. Creative, I know. But its head is like that of a boar. Unlike Nyazaga, though, and this is another thing that makes these guys a little bit more unique, is that these monsters play on the elemental path, sort of like Pokemon. So you have fire, you have ice, you have terrain, you have electricity, you have light, and then you have dark. I've only recently fought a light-based creature that was trippy as fuck. I'm stuttering all over the place here about it. With Monster Hunter, when you look at the monsters, they are all fantasy looking. They're all fanciful. You got dragons, you got giant lizards, you got demonic looking pangolin dogs from hell. You got velociraptors, too.
And chickens.
Yeah, and a chicken, and a giant pickle. That's another thing, you got a pickle.
Yeah.
But with Dauntless, each monster, when you look at them, you can actually see what they used to be. And it correlates with the area, more or less. A monster I do not like fighting, just in general, is Shrike and Screeve. They're both the exact same. Again, the clone body thing. They're owl bears. But Screeve has bullhorns for some reason. But you can see, like, from the area around them, what they used to be. Like, you have the owl bear. They can still fly around, but only for a short time. There is a monster that is basically a dinosaur mixed with a moose. And it's the weirdest thing to fight, and he's a proper boss battle aside from the light show that I had to fight.
Like I said, we can probably give these guys a bit of a leeway.
Oh, yeah.
At least with monsters, it is relatively new. But the issue, I think, is that even Monster Hunter had considerably different bodies, not just the same ones. That's the problem I'm seeing here. Excuse me. This comes more off as kind of semi-lazy, I want to say.
Yeah, the monster, like the laser light show I was fighting, is called Valomir. It is a beetle crossed with a rhinoceros, quite literally.
Yeah.
It's weird. But this game is semi-new. Getting back to focus here. It is semi-new. They don't have everything. It's not as well polished as Monster Hunter, but it's still so much fun. And I've been enjoying it.
Of course.
Yeah.
But for me, from an outsider looking in, I've played Monster Hunter. I know what it feels like, and I can see that aspects to, mine is, I believe, unable to move your attacking.
Unable to move what?
You're able to move while attacking, right?
Oh, yeah,
Dauntless.
yeah.
Okay,
well, actually, this is the thing I had an issue with specifically with the hammer, because I had to use the hammer to get a quest finished. Once you start your animation, you're locked in. And the only thing that'll stop your animation is if the monster hits you, which is very likely to happen. I was using a giant hammer, which is basically a giant rock-shaped ball with a bullet, like a gun attached to the back, so I could jump at my enemy. And I was smashing it against the head of a lava-based creature called Sharog. He's a salamander-looking thing. And the problem is, these monsters focus on enemies, on like a player that does the most damage, which happened to be Dark at his ass, slashing at his tail. So as soon as I would start my animations to start smashing his head, he would start to turn to look at Dark. And by the time I got to my second swing, his head was gone and I was hitting him in the leg, which was very infuriating.
I don't doubt it.
Like,
well,
Sharog is slow, but he's not the slowest.
Well, that's the thing with players with Monster Hunter and what they do is that, for me, for example, you know how I typically play games: biggest weapon, biggest damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for Monster Hunter, while that is still applicable, I found myself unable to really adapt to constantly getting thwacked out of my animations or getting stuck there unable to move if the monster moves. So I wound up using guns, which allow you to move and shoot, and this is what I think a lot of people tend to go with is that they can't really, specifically those who can't adjust to the different style or
Yeah, yeah.
prefer or are more reckless, and that's what I think. And it does not just have the same thing with its guns, though.
Okay. Uh, it has like the same conversion issue that with that, where everybody seems to prefer guns. Because with guns, you can cancel your animation at any moment by dodging. But the problem is, uh, the guns are not very powerful at a distance. You still have to get close. And even though you can tell when the monster's about to do its animations, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have time to get out of the way.
Exactly.
Uh,
But
I am a gunslinger. I prefer the guns. It's like you're holding like, you're holding Hellboy's pistol, but you have two of them. It's really cool. But your downside is you have to get close to him to get good damage. You have to aim specifically. And depending on the armor you have, you are likely going to be the squishiest person there.
I don't doubt it.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Still,
by the way, if people are thinking on using the hammer in Dauntless, the best monster I can recommend fighting using the hammer is Skarn. He's a very chubby lizard with like rocks that are that he's controlling with telekinesis. He's very slow, but you are going to blaze through any quest that requires you to use a hammer.
I don't doubt it.
What
But
the
still, that's
fuck?
I don't know. But that's the thing I find interesting about Dauntless. It is a very cartoony monster hunter, and the ironic thing is that's already been a thing. There was a monster hunter cartoon styled anime, and even a game, and that was fucking weird. Like the best way I could describe it is imagine a regular monster from Monster Hunter, right? Shrunk down to the size of a small horse, and then you riding on the back of it into battle. Like, hold on, I'm gonna find it and see if it's out there. I think it was like Monster Hunter Destinies or something.
Maybe. Uh, but I can say for those of you who are very quick to judge a game and design, if there ever was a clone of Monster Hunter, Dauntless is doing it right. They're definitely doing it right. They have built a completely new world. They have built completely new creatures as well. Not a single one of these guys is like anything from Monster Hunter. The only things that they're like is brute wyverns, the ones that don't have wings and look like a dinosaur. Again, I understand that that this game is like rather new, and they're still working on it, but they do still have the issue of repeated body builds and how they work. There's
Yes. Here it is.
Alright.
So, okay, I found the game. It's called Monster Hunter Stories, and it is a very kid-friendly, chibi Monster
I've
Hunter.
heard about that one.
Yeah, it is. It's rather silly, but at the same time, it's like, okay, this is clearly just for the children. Let's keep it that way. But that's what this game of Dauntless kind of hits me as. It is Monster Hunter Stories with more realistic proportions. That's what it is, style-wise. That's what it hits me as.
It's it is dark as you are like slashing these creatures. You can see their scars. You can see them like I guess you say you see them bleeding, and you do witness people get killed in like the cutscenes. There's only one true cutscene, but the graphics is very kid friendly.
Yes.
Like, a parent does not have to worry about their child seeing something horrible.
Exactly, and that's where I get the story's parallel, because it seems like this could be a spin-off or a more kid-friendly version of something much more dark and gritty. But at the same time, I'm okay with that. And like I said, I'm a fan of Monster Hunter. I enjoy the games, I enjoy the series. But that doesn't mean I hate Dauntless. No, I think it's interesting, and I want to see
Yeah.
where this wasn't for fucking Epic.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm not playing this thing.
I'm likely going to be playing this after the stream. Because I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I don't like Epic games, but I enjoy this game.
I don't. If it's on Epic, I flat out don't play it. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I understand that. But
Yeah, until things change, that's gonna be my stance, and I'm not sorry about that.
But as I was saying, the body types are very replicated. They're cloned. They're cookie cutter, I guess. But it's not. How do I put it? It's not repetitive to the point of being annoying. From what I've seen, there's 2 bugs that look exactly the same. There's 2 large, plated monsters, like, standing upright on their hind legs that are exactly the same. There's 2 quilled, 2 owls. There's only 1 monster I've seen so far that's like Skarn, and that's Skarn. And that's it. Like, he's the only one that's super unique. What the fuck is this?
What?
Is that Rathalos or Rathian? I never remember.
Rathalos. Rathian is the green one.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
it looks so happy, or it's got a stick shoved up its butt.
Well, that's kind of the thing. I mean, very. It's an obnoxiously kid version of Monster Hunter. Hell, there's even part of the game is it has like, if you become good friends with your monster, you get access to special attacks, and they are the most ridiculous things I think I've ever seen. Let me see if I can find something.
But case in point, mechanics, body shapes, they're repeated. But again, it's understandable because they don't really have very much to work with at the moment. And people are just flocking to this game. Like, it has exploded in popularity. In a very short amount of time.
If it... Go ahead.
No, that was it. Like, it exploded in a short amount of time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. From what I can see, it does have polish and work to it. There's genuine effort behind it. So they deserve to get as popular as they do.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to see what more monsters they come up with.
I'm looking forward to what they create, so long as their crap kind of stops after a while.
Yeah, I also kind of hope they move to Steam. Because, like, if this was on Steam, it would explode even more.
Exactly. But, it's Epic.
Mm-hmm.
The Predator it is.
But yeah,
Alright.
would I recommend this game? Yes. But, because it's on Epic, I would express great caution. If you're a little hesitant, then I don't blame you. Wait until it's on Steam or somewhere else at the very least.
Yes.
Or you can be on Rev's boat and just not get the game until it's off of Epic Games and somewhere else.
Yeah.
I do know one thing about this game. It is like the biggest difference, and this is something like Dark told me. It is so much better to get with your friends in this game than it is Monster Hunter. It is so much better. Because it's instant. Like, as soon as you get into the game, you just send an invite to a friend, you join the party, you do one fight together, and then you're immediately both put into the same instance in the main town. And that's it. You can do whatever you want. In Monster Hunter, from what I've heard, you do a mission, your party is broken apart and you have to reform. You do another mission, broken apart, reform. You can't do story quests together. In this case,
Yes,
you
it's the
can.
unfortunate thing.
Because everybody's doing the exact same story. What the hell is that?
Yes.
What is that? Is that those little
It-
bugs that, like, launch you off of ladders?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
The evil little thing.
I saw a video where a guy was going, like, you guys are all angry at Jagras all the time, but you're forgetting the real evil, the real terror, bugs.
These roly-polies from hell.
Yeah. But,
Which apparently explode.
But yeah, I would definitely recommend playing this game. Like, if you've played Monster Hunter, or even if you haven't played Monster Hunter, it's actually a good way of introducing you to it in its own way.
Oh yeah. To certain mechanics and certain things.
Yeah. Because, like, Monster Hunter is brutal. It is very brutal. And it takes a long time to get used to it. With Dauntless, like, you can do monster hunts. You can actually be carried by your friends to learn how to do things. And, like, the people who play currently are more than happy to help you. And, oh, by the way, it's cross-platform. So if you play this on, like, a PlayStation or the Xbox, you can play it with somebody on the PC. And there's, like, a little icon that tells you what they're on. So, Epic Games be damned.
Oh, you know what? Then I might just do that.
Yeah.
Anything that store is good by me.
Yeah. I don't know how much it is on PlayStation or Xbox stores, though.
I am willing to pay.
But yeah, definitely recommend the game. Unless you don't like Epic, then ignore it. Wait until it's somewhere else. I look forward to any new monsters they come up with. Like, just recently, according to Bill, there's an echo. I don't know where it's from, though. Recently, I unlocked a next stage of monsters I can hunt. The Hellion, which I think would be a great pet for you, and the Pangar. These guys are exactly the same. Just one is fire, one is ice.
What was the other one you said?
It's Hellion and Pangar.
Checking.
Hellion is fire-based. Pangar is ice. There's...
Oh, I like the Hellion.
Yeah.
He's nice.
He breathes fire. He causes volcanoes to erupt around him. Like, I've fought him before. But, like, they both have the exact same mechanics. They'll curl up into a ball and roll around. Or they'll smash their tail on the ground like Gnasher will do. Because Gnasher is based off of a beaver.
Well, there is one thing I want to say, that sometimes, especially with Monster Hunter, some monsters will be exact copies.
Yeah.
You know, same mechanics, same things, but they try to make them as different as they can.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
like, over time, you get, like, different, shall we say, ranks, versions of these monsters. So you have the regular, then you have Rock Slide, you have Epic, you have Legendary, etc., etc. And their mechanics are the same, but they add some things that make them so much more dangerous. We fought a higher tier Shrike, and he had this mechanic. Okay, I understand where the echo's coming from. I can hear myself on your end.
I don't know what's causing that.
Yeah. With the Shrike, he has this thing where he'll jump into the air using his wings, aim for a person near him, and smash down. That's his usual thing. With this version, he'll jump in the air, he'll aim at somebody, he'll smash down, he'll aim at somebody else, jump, and smash again very quickly. And it's hard to avoid that one.
Let me smash. Please.
Yeah.
All right.
It is a good game. I really enjoy it.
Who knows? If we're lucky, people will bring the models in and we can make art with it.
Yeah.
And or pets.
I enjoy the
You know what
enjoy
I'm
the
going
Sharog,
after.
by the way. I'm sending that to you.
Yeah. You know what I'm gonna be picking as pet.
What?
Helene. I like it.
There's so many more monsters in the Hellion that are fire based.
I like its
Like
face.
there's Embermane, which is like a very very fast dog with like a feathers on around his neck as a mane and a large horn on his nose.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I am not too much of a fan of it. I like Helene. His face is evil. Its face.
His face is evil. Personally, if I had to have one of these guys as a pet, it would either be Skarn because he's a roly-poly little guy, or Charog because he's blobby.
Yeah, he's fat. I love him.
It's like the others you can't really pet or be near because they're very sharp and dangerous. But these guys are very soft and blubbery.
You just hug it and you hear the squeak.
Except for Charog, because like those crests on his shoulders and hips, those spew fire like Gamera does.
And so you just get it on its belly and on its back and just squish the belly.
But yeah, I'm enjoying this game. I would definitely recommend for those of you who don't care if it's on Epic Games, but those of you who do care, wait.
Yes, I am patient.
You can just get it
Activate.
on like Xbox or PlayStation.
Yes, I can do that too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still going to go into cryostasis.
Are
Is
you
it out
gonna, Are you
yet?
gonna
No,
pull a
back in.
Cartman thing and just sit in the mountain and freeze until the Wii comes out? Because that was
Pretty
like,
much.
that was the dumbest shit ever. Like, I partially watched one episode recently, and it was when Randy bought a Blockbuster.
Oh yeah, I saw that, and they recreated The Shining.
Yeah, I kind of figured. By
He
the
could
way,
have
those
made
mobsters are so dumb.
I'm gonna be honest. He could have made something with that, like call it Family Rental or something like that. But yeah.
No. Had to be a Blockbuster. That's painful
Whatever.
childhood.
Painful childhood. Yes.
Yeah,
I
but
remember the days when.
You are looking at the behemoths now. You are seeing what I mean about Quillshot and Nyazaga, right?
Yeah, they're very identical.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Dauntless. It's a good game. Definitely a good game.
He's a pig.
What the hell is Megan wearing? Oh my god, is she wearing a Corrin costume?
What are you talking about?
I have Primetime open in the background, but there's no sound.
Oh, I thought you were talking about someone you knew. I was like, who?
No, I
who is
usually
this
have it
Megan?
open because I like rewards. I like free shit.
Fair enough.
So, like, I'm not actually watching it, but I glanced over and she's wearing a Corn on the Cob costume.
I'm not gonna ask anymore. I gave up on this years ago.
I know why. Because she kept... There was, like, an entire prime time where all they would talk about was corn. And that was it. Okay, that's it. That's all. I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, so thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into this week's episode of Left for Random Talk.
Yep.
It's been Rev and HH, and as always, stay tuned to the end. HH has a message, and we will see you all next time.
Yep.
Bye.
Hang up from... Okay. Usually at the end, I give my usual spiel. On Twitch, there's a creeper face. On YouTube, there's a link all down below. They don't work. So, please don't click on them. They're not working right now. I am trying to fix that. But it's gotten a lot harder. Like, recently we came very close to a breakthrough. But it didn't work. It was just a glorified PayPal. I am now very tired, so I'm talking a little weird. For those of you who are on Twitch, we are going to be hosting my good friend Like and Alpha. For those of you on YouTube, I am very sorry. This is where we're going to end it. We've had a great episode today, even though we rambled and just went a little hog wild in the background. I still recommend Dauntless, though, regardless of it being on Epic Games. I just don't care at the moment. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys next Thursday. Me and Rev are likely going to talk about what the scheduling is going to be. I don't think I'm going to enjoy having to move it to another day again. Have a good night, everybody.